So you did it. You packed your songs, you moved to New York City, and you're ready to make it happen. But what does the life of a real working songwriter here actually look like? Well, we got a peek inside one artist's private diary, and we're going to walk you through the real journey, the unglamorous, frustrating, incredible journey from the subway platform to the stage. Let's get into it. Okay, let's start right here. This isn't some fancy artist statement. It's a moment of just raw honesty from the diary. And this really captures the headspace you have to get comfortable with as an artist in this city. It's this constant balancing act between wanting to be seen and being okay with who you are right now. You're going to get to know this feeling very well. Right, first things first. You have to understand that the work isn't just what happens when the lights are on you. Nope. For every single minute you spend on a stage, there are hours, days even, of totally unglamorous but absolutely essential effort. The real work is the daily hustle. And a lot of the time, it just looks like, well, regular life. I mean, take a look. This is a real week, pulled straight from the diary. Monday, day off. Made a meatloaf. Tuesday, tuned a friend's piano before rehearsal. It's this constant mix of creative stuff, taking care of yourself, and just plain survival. And look at Saturday, literally running through the city from one gig to another in the rain. This isn't a crazy one-off week. For a working artist, this is the normal. And this hustle, it leads us to the biggest challenge of all. The thing you have to be ready for more than anything else is the emotional whiplash. The swing between these moments of pure magic and just crushing self-doubt, it is so intense. And it can all happen in the same day. And here's what that whiplash looks like in action. On the left, you've got this amazing moment busking in a subway station. A little crowd forms, people actually start dancing, and in that moment, you feel like you can do anything. The diary says, all my aches were gone. Then on the right, the brutal reality of trying to sell tickets to your own show. You wake up, you check the reservations, and the number is it's just devastating. 11. Just look at that number. In a city of millions of people, when you're pouring your soul into a show, a tiny number like this can feel like a final judgment. It's not just a number, right? It's a voice inside your head telling you that you failed, that nobody cares. And this is where your brain goes. This quote from the diary, man, it's so real it hurts. You're out there trying to act like things are happening, like you have momentum. But inside, that number, 11, is telling you it's all a lie. So how in the world do you get through this? You find your people. Simple as that. This is not optional. You cannot do this alone. I promise you, this city will chew you up and spit you out if you try. Your lifeline, your sanity, your actual momentum, it all comes from the community you build around yourself. And this is that support system in the diary. You've got Gavin, the busking partner, Karina, the collaborator with a perfect harmony, Blake, the buddy for yoga and advice, Tony, this hurricane of a friend who just makes things happen, and Jim, the rock at home. Every single one is a pillar. These aren't just names in your phone. This is the fabric of your entire creative life. Okay, so you're hustling, and you've found your community, but there's a third piece of the puzzle, and honestly, it's the deepest and the hardest work of all. It's the internal work. It's figuring out what you actually have to say. The real show, the one you're dying to put on that stage, it has to start inside your own head. These are the big questions our songwriter is wrestling with in the diary. And they're the same questions you have to ask yourself. Before you even think about the clever lyrics or the cool chord progressions, you have to tackle these. Because if you don't know the answers, your show is just going to be a bunch of songs. It's not going to be a story. The diary has this perfect term for it. Novel gazing. I love that. It's all the boring, personal stuff that feels a little self-indulgent when they're doing it, but it is absolutely essential. It's digging into your own life, your beliefs, your screw-ups. That's where the real material is. That's how a performance becomes actual art. And then, after all the meatloaf and the busking and the self-doubt and the rehearsals and all that novel gazing, then comes the night. The moment where every single piece of it comes together. This is the payoff. This is why you do it all. But it doesn't start with this feeling of glory. The morning of the show, the diary entry is just pure dread. All that anxiety about those 11 tickets comes rushing right back. You've done all this work, but the fear that no one will show up, that it was all for nothing, it's totally overwhelming. And then the turn. People come, your friends, their friends, maybe even a few people you don't know. The room isn't empty. And that horrible feeling of dread starts to fade away, and it's replaced by that buzz, the buzz of a crowd waiting for you. The work actually paid off. This is the magic. When it works, it really works. The jokes you were so worried about, the stories you decided to tell, they land. That connection with the audience feels real. It's electric. And this right here, this is the ultimate reward. It's not about the applause, not really. It's about this feeling, this moment of deep, profound self-belief where all that doubt just goes quiet. And for one night, you are exactly the artist you always hoped you could be. So you're on top of the world. You're riding that creative wave. You feel like you finally made it. So what happens the next day? Well, the answer to that is maybe the most important lesson for any working artist in this city. The next morning, you're back out there in the cold. The cycle just begins again. See, there is no finish line. The incredible high of the show doesn't cancel out the hustle. It just gives you enough fuel for the next round. The work is never, ever done. So how do you keep going? How do you not burn out? You have to reframe the grind. Our songwriter realizes that busking isn't a chore. It's the source of 3 things that keep you going. First, community. You're connecting with people every day. Second, service. You're giving someone a moment of music in their day. And third, adventure. You're just embracing the crazy, unpredictable nature of this city. And this is the final, beautiful shift in perspective. You realize that this life, the meatloaf, the subway platforms, the rainy gigs, the sold-out shows, this is the dream. The adventure you are living every single day is way more incredible than anything you could have possibly imagined back home. So, after seeing this raw, honest look at the journey, the question isn't whether you're going to struggle or face doubt, because you will. The real question is this: knowing that the hustle is relentless and the work will never, ever end, are you ready to start?